welcome to the Arsenal Present. How we doing this beautiful evening? Before we get into the crux of the conversation, please be kind enough to strike the like button, subscribe, and make sure you turn on your notification bell. One more time, please strike the like button, subscribe if you to subscribe, and do not forget, lastly, to turn on your notification bell. Where do we start from? Start from my personal disappointment. Sesko finally decided to stay at RB Leipzig by renewing and signing a new contract and staying there for quote unquote development. Personally, I feel disappointed because I was invested in this news because of what I got behind the scenes. And remember, watch some of my videos. I was 90% sure he was coming to Arsenal based on information I got in the background. But unfortunately, things like this happen. There's nothing guaranteed when it comes to player transfer. Things can change. Players can change their mind. Agents can influence them, and they have decided to stay back at RB Leipzig. I've seen some comment. Oh, he rejected us. He didn't reject us. Let's not get into this low quality, low IQ banter. Sesko did not reject us. Decided to stay at RB Leipzig, even though he gave his word a few weeks ago that he was going to leave, was going to come. But I guess money talks, and agent influence had a major say in this deal. We saw the exclusive from Fabrizio this morning when this Sesko decided to stay back. I'm very disappointed because I was thinking coming to Arsenal, he will be in the right team, play the right players that can take him to the next level. I saw Charles Ward make the video regarding this news this morning, talking about footballing wise, this makes a lot of sense for development. I beg to disagree. I respect Charles Watts and his platform. I respect the fact he's a journalist and he gets press passes, but it's footballing opinion sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes are very close to being hilarious and funny. Like, what is wrong with a young player coming to Arsenal? Does Arsenal not develop players too? Let's stop all these kind of narratives that are not rooted in logic and objectivity. Like we've seen in the past few years, Real Madrid signed Hendrick, Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr. at young ages. Are they not developing at Real Madrid? So Sesko can come to Arsenal and develop there. So all this nonsense of, oh, it's good for his development is just bollocks. Sometimes it's disappointing that players can change their mind via all kinds of influences, and you take it. We had disappointment of Lisandro Martinez. We were thinking we were going to get him. He went to Man U. Modric was supposed to come to Arsenal. He went to Chelsea. It happens. It's part and parcel of the game. Let's stop this narrative of, oh, it's good for development. I beg to disagree vehemently because Arsenal too can develop players. Arteta and his coaching staffs can develop players. We've seen young players go to Madrid. Are not developing at Madrid. You win some, you lose some. This lame excuse for me is lame. Like I said, I have nothing against Charles Ward. I still watch his channel, but sometimes it's full of footballing opinions that are very funny. Just because you're a journalist and get informations and access to certain information that content creators or creators like us cannot get, doesn't make your footballing opinion at that level high too. Because he'll be saying some things that are very, very damn for a better term. Arsenal can develop young players. It's not about developing young players. For me, he decided to stay back because he got a huge package. We know how players can be at agent, got a huge package. It happens. It is what it is. We move on. I'm personally disappointed because I was thinking he was going to join a fantastic team at Arsenal and up his ante and his development, and he would have done well at Arsenal, but it is what it is. We keep him moving. If he decided to stay back and decide to move in 1 or 2 years, if he's still at that level, fine. If he has missed his boat, it is what it is. Sesko, for me, whether I'm disappointed or not, he's still a classic player at now, even though he decided to stay back. But let's see how the future will unfold. We have not been interested in the future. I don't know. Will this boat still and will Arteta and Edu and the rest of the Arsenal hierarchy decide not to visit it in the next 1 or 2 years? We'll find out. Will it still maintain this level? We'll find out in the next few years. So it is what it is. For me, I'm personally disappointed. I don't know whether some of you are disappointed. It is what it is. And for the striker search and the striker potential acquisition, there is no standard striker in the market. Let's just be real and fair. Let's stop all these senseless banter and senseless aspirations. Like the only quality striker that Arsenal might not try to get is Isak, and Newcastle ain't going to sell. It's not about ambition or Arsenal not trying to push the ball. It is not realistic for Arsenal to pay over £150 million for a striker. in the English Premiership for years. Arsenal is going to do it, especially when while Kai Havertz doing very, very well, Jesus supporting cast doing very, very well. Like there is no urgency. It's not a matter of urgency for us to get a striker. Sesko was a good market opportunity, good young player that can come in and can develop and play with the team. I wanted to take it, and if you decide to stay back, it is what it is. There is, you see, this aggression that we must go and sign every time they can hire as a striker. Oh, let's go and get Osimhen. Osimhen, I've said it and I've not changed my mind on it. Is objective not good enough? Tony, like you guys were shouting during January transfer window. Some of you are insulting me in the comment section that, oh, Tony will take us next level. Oh, Tony will make us compete. Tony is not that guy. And let's stop it. It's just PR. He's not that guy. Gutierrez, good player. He's just the Portuguese league. There's no guarantees, right? Even with Isaac, there's no guarantees. But there are probabilities of Isaac succeeding at Arsenal than Gutierrez coming from Sporting Lisbon to succeed at Arsenal. I'm not saying if we decide to acquire or get or bring in Gutierrez, I'm not saying is guaranteed he's not going to succeed, but the margins and it is extremely risky for the price this Portuguese club will be demanding. So I understand if we decide not to go for a conventional number 9 striker, I think we still need to get either a winger or a forward player, but it might not make the conventional number 9. When we missed out on Modric, we brought in Trossard, and Trossard has been fantastic. He has contributed to a lot of clutch moments, a lot of crucial goals for us. Like we wanted Modric, couldn't get him, we got Trossard. We wanted Lisandro Martinez, we got Zinchenko. So anytime we miss out on target or particular targets, we actually compensate with the second choice that is not as bad as we're expecting. So I expect Arsenal to still make some acquisitions this window, but they might not be mainstream traditional acquisitions we expect because Arsenal are keeping things very taciturn, very quiet, and very guarded. Arsenal are not leaving things for journalists to pick up easily. So this time it's going to be a very, very tight-knitted kind of news for a lot of people to get through. I am so sure Arsenal will make some acquisitions. They might not be mainstream, doesn't mean they're not quality players because they are not standard marquee players in the market. And the ones that you guys think are good, some of them are overrated. Osimhen, Tony are overrated. And the other players like Isaac and Bruno Gomares are extremely unreasonably expensive. So you have to marry those things into the conversation. Now, let's talk about the joke I've been saying for a long time, Douglas Luiz. There have been rumors linking Douglas Luiz. I remember 2 years ago during the giant transfer window when we're desperate, Arsenal wanted to get a midfielder, of course, and then he suffered that late injury in January and we needed a body to come in. Unfortunately, couldn't get that deal done. And for me, that boat has sailed. Douglas Luiz is not the Arsenal level kind of player. I find it very ridiculous that same Arsenal fans who are calling for us to match up with the likes of Man City in the Premier League and compete aggressively in Champions League, the likes of Bayern and Real Madrid, are seeking mediocre signings like Douglas Luiz. He is not good enough. Playing 1 or 2 good games in the Premier League for Aston Villa, he's not even good. He's so good that's enough. That he's so great that Aston Villa are going to sell him to Juve after qualifying for the Champions League. You think if with this special player, Aston Villa have reached on us to keep a player like Douglas Luiz, if don't keep him. If he was that great, he was that influential, he was that marquee player, why would Aston Villa want to sell him after qualifying for the Champions League when they need to keep their best players so they can have a very good campaign in the league and the Champions League? Let's stop this nonsense. There's so many nonsense being churned out by aggregators on Twitter, aka X, for just tractions, because these days you can get monetary incentives and value on X. So people are just churning anything out for the sake of argument and traction. There is no way you can convince me Douglas Luiz is a player that can take us to the next level. He's not even good enough to be on our bench. We cannot be shouting, oh, Arsenal need to win the league, we need to compete aggressively, we need to do well and win cups, and you are seeking for the likes of Douglas Luiz. It's just oxymoronic. It's just hypocritical. It's just silly. Sometimes this set of Arsenal fans, your footballing opinions are very, very diabolical and disturbing, to say the least. How can you be seeking for Arsenal to sign a player like Douglas Luiz? To do what? To do what? From Partey to Douglas Luiz? Are you serious? Because he had 1 or 2 sporadic good performances? One or two sporadic performances, you think we should bring in a player that is that mediocre because he plays with like so. No, no, no. We need to up the ante. We need to do better. Douglas Luiz is not that player. Like I referenced, if he was that good, why would Aston Villa want to sell him to Juventus? Aston Villa have rich owners. They can try to keep their best players. They can keep their best players they want to keep. It's not about money. He's not just good enough. So please, let's do better. Like, let's do better. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry should not be coming to Arsenal. Arsenal is not a rehab center for every Tom, Dick, and Harry. And I understand the quest and the zest for news these days, but come on, guys, if you are that jobless, get something, read a book, get a job. You can't be seeking 24 hours news about Arsenal transfer on the internet. I understand I want you guys to watch my content, but come on. The way you guys are sourcing for any kind of nonsensical news, that's why you're being fed rubbish sometimes. So there is no way you can take the links to Douglas Luiz seriously because there is no credibility in those links. So as we round up, please don't forget to like the video. Some of you might feel offended, but still like the video. It's very, very important. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're yet subscribed, and make sure you turn on your notification bell. So we've discussed Sesko, disappointment of Sesko, deciding not to leave. RB Leipzig decided to stay there. Very disappointing to me personally, based on what the information I had. It is what it is. We keep it moving, and the links to Douglas Luiz, I think they are absolutely nonsensical. There is nothing substantial or credible about those links. It's just some agents and some people trying to make up news because there is a vacuum for news at this moment. So guys, one more time, don't forget to like the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and lastly, make sure you turn on your notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.